Welcome to the 2021 PGA Championship here at the Ocean Course. Pleased to be joined by Brooks Koepka, opened with a 3 under 69 today. Your start today, Brooks, a little gut check after the first hole and kind of cranking from there. Is that what happened on one, and how'd you get it going starting at two?
Yeah, probably a poor club choice off 10. I thought 3 would carry. Didn't, but also I didn't even find the face. I mean, I barely hit the face. And then the first rule is if you're in trouble, get the hell out. I couldn't reach the green. It was a bad lie. I don't know what I was doing, and just tried to hit a full sand wedge up at the green instead of just chopping it out. So mental mistake there, and deserved every bit of that double bogey. So it kind of helped refocus, and all right, I can't play with any mistakes. Maybe one a day, but that was my one, and I got out of the way the first hole. So just had to be real careful and watch what I was doing.
All right, let's open it up for some questions. Let's go to number 10, please.
Brooks, are you still having any trouble reading putts because you can't get down low enough? And walk me through the putt on 9 that it looked like you thought you had made.
Yeah, I thought I made it. It was a good putt. Yeah, you can hit good putts. They don't go in sometimes. And, I mean, 25, 30 feet. You don't expect to make those all the time. So good putt, can't complain. But, yeah, I can get down low enough. My right leg just kicks out a little bit, and is what it is.
Are you feeling any better health-wise compared to earlier in the week?
About the same, maybe a little. I mean, every day it gets a little bit better, but, I mean, I don't notice it. I notice it kind of more over weeks. Week to week, I'll notice it gets a lot better. But, it feels fine right now.
Tom on 4.
Brooks, talk about the challenge of those holes into the wind. Starting for you was starting with 14. All of a sudden, when you get there, and all of a sudden the wind just shifts. What's that challenge for you?
Yeah, you play like 9 straight holes into the breeze, and the way the wind direction's coming from today, it's so difficult because it almost feels straight in, and then you really got to pay attention. It comes from like 1 o'clock, but it shifts to 11 a little bit. You're never directly into it. It's always just slightly at an angle, and if you just don't hit the correct shot or know which way the wind is actually blowing, you can miss it pretty bad. So just trying to make sure, we had the wind direction, the understanding of where it was, and make sure you miss it on the right side.
Also, you talk about feeling better day by day, and I'm assuming all of this is the best you've felt this round since you've come back, and that coupled with it being a major.
You just said it. It's a major. I'm going to show up. I'm ready to play. Been itching to do this since Augusta. I feel so much better now. I don't need to be 100% to be able to play good.
Doug on 11.
Brooks, given how little you've been able to play tournament-wise for the last 2 or 3 months, what is your confidence level like when you come to a place, and does it make it more difficult when it's a test like this?
I love it when it's difficult. I think that's why I do so well in the majors. I just know mentally I can grind it out. Like when it's windy like this, it's not so much putting. It's more about ball striking, and I feel like I struck it really well today. And I feel like that's why I've done really well. And you got to understand sometimes that par is a good score. You got to understand that 30, 35 feet is a great shot sometimes, and you just got to accept it and move on.
When you talk about getting one mistake out of the way early and refocusing after 10, how much of a sharper refocus is it knowing what you have in terms of the loops and 9 straight into the wind and the tough closing stretch, et cetera?
It wasn't ideal to start, and knowing you've got that coming up. So, it was nice to get it back to, I guess, even before I turned into the wind. But at the same time, you can't do that stuff if you want to win. Just got to be more focused, and I don't know if that's just the decision I made on 10. I don't know if that's a lack of not playing or what. I don't know. It was just stupid, but I was able to recover, I guess.
And what kind of lie did you have on the other side of that dune on 15 where you had nothing? I couldn't see it. Was it buried under dune
I
vegetation?
wouldn't hit it in the dunes. I wouldn't do that. It's not very good. It was a little trampled down from, I guess, all the people walking. But, I could put the club in the back of the ball, but it wasn't going to go much further than it did.
Let's go to 5.
Brooks, you've been dealing with the injury and grinding through rehab. What does a round like this do for your confidence in here at a major?
I mean, I felt like I already had confidence. So, in my mind, it's just a major week. So, just show up. That's all you got to do.
Alex, 9.
Brooks, 6 birdies. I doubt there's anybody out here who's going to have 6 birdies today. What do you take from that in regards to the fact that obviously what you're doing is working, and this fact that you said that sometimes you're not really sure what you're going to get with your body? I mean, you're better than you were, but I mean, 6 birdies out here, most people would say that would be pretty hard to do in any round this week.
Yeah, 6 birdies in any round is pretty good, but if I drive in the fairway, I give myself a lot more opportunities. I drove it so poorly today. You know, I made a little adjustment on 18 after hitting it into the hospitality stuff. Ricky told me the ball position got back, and I had to move it up. And, you know, it happens when you start playing into the wind. You know, it just creeps back and back, and you just got to – I mean, we've done 3 days of this, so it's just with the driver, though. It just sneaks back. So I moved it up and actually started to hit the ball with the driver a little bit better, but I got to figure that out, because if I don't figure it out, then I won't be there Sunday with a chance.
And I'm guessing, too, I mean, that's something that obviously, because you and Ricky are tight enough that he can say something to you, some guys would not want anybody to say anything to him.
Yeah, I mean, we have a great relationship. He can say just about anything to me, and it's not going to – I mean, nothing anybody says is going to hurt my feelings. So he'll give it to me straight up. That's how I want it, and that's why he's on the bag.
All right, wrap it up here on 7, please.
Do you feel like you've somehow come into this week like flying under the radar again? And even though you've won 4 majors in the last few years?
Honestly, I haven't paid attention. I'm more focused on my knee than I am anything anybody else is doing. So, I mean, I've been in my own little world, to be honest with you.
That'll do her. Thank you,
Perfect.
Brooks.
Thanks.
Have a terrific afternoon.